Hello guys, this is Dr. Lior Bar-El, and today I'm going to be showing you guys something that for some reason is not anywhere on YouTube. In fact, nobody shows you at all how to put this together, and this is something that I think is really essential, especially for us who built our own 3D printers or got, made our own modifications already and are comfortable to do it. But I would say even those who are beginners, as long as you follow the step-by-step instruction, you should have no problem. Now, as I showed you before with the other motherboard from the original CR-10, it was lacking a lot of things. For example, the input of a filament sensor reader. Now, there's a reason for that. They didn't have it, so yes, you could get an adapter that you could put two in one, but it happened to short circuit a lot of boards. So unfortunately, you got to go with the new brand. Okay, so you got to go with this. So I bought this kit. It costs no more than probably like 70 bucks. You could buy it, or you could build it yourself and get it cheaper, with different parts. I mean, if you buy one by one or whatever and put it together, and you could get cheaper parts like this filament sensor you might not need, so you could go with the cheaper one and so on and so forth. But I got me the S board right here. Now the S board's a little bit different, and you're going to see the differences between the two. I'm going to show you both of them on the screen, as well as show it to you right here in person. So you can see there are more inputs on this. Now there are two versions of these boards, and I recommend that you get this version that has the two on the side here. If you have the CR-10 regular box, the regular control box, you're going to want to get the two on the side here. Some of them have it all in one. I think it's just bad for cable management. Again, whatever floats your boat. But these right here has to look exactly the same like the other one. So this is the S board here, and you can see they have the inputs here, all that you pretty much need, from filament sensor to even automatic bed leveling, which I am not a personal fan of. I like to level my own bed at my, I just like to get it as precise as possible. And for me, automatic leveling boards, leveling, I never was a big fan of that, so whatever. Now you're going to notice there's also another difference here that has two inputs for the new LCD that they have with it. Now these boards already automatically come with a firmware upgrade, so that's going to be really cool to deal with your filament sensor. So we're going to go right into this. I'm just going to put this back, and I'm going to show you guys how to build it, because unfortunately nobody shows you how to do that. So I'm going to show you guys how to put this together. Now the other one that they come with is right here. Now also this thing has an input for two of the Z-axis, instead of having a splitter that goes there for the dual Z-axis, rods. So this thing has two, but I'm still going to use the splitter to be into one, because I don't have that two wires. I didn't get that yet, but it doesn't matter. It'll function just fine. This is for the filament sensor, for the filament detector right here. So basically I got this one that came with it. Now this came in a kit. Now you don't have to go for that. There's many cheap ones that you can actually get and just do it yourself. It looks like it's nice, strong ABS. It sticks on pretty well. I just really like this model better than the cheapo models, and they're really good. Now you could also 3D print this crap and just get your own chips and just make it work on that. Just buy the chip naked and it'll be even cheaper. But this thing right here is worth it as part of the kit, and it comes with its own wire here. Now, here is the difference. The other one, as you remember, as I showed you in my other video, had only one. These have two inputs, as you can see. Okay, so everything else is pretty much the same. But again, it's upgraded. It's ready to go, and you just stick it in just like you stuck, like I showed you how to stick the other one in. So it's a really easy upgrade. The thing is, they don't show how to put it, and a lot of people have wrote to me and told me, well, Lior, how come you're not posting a video? Because nobody, because I usually post videos of, how to when nobody else is showing you how to do it. So I figured, why not? Okay, enough requests came in for this video, so I'm going to show you guys right now how to build it. And let me know also on down below. I want to know, before we get into this, I want to know what do you guys think, if it's hard, if it was a good video, if it wasn't, what do you need help with? Let me know and I'll help you out and straighten out more things, because it's kind of hard to film me doing something in a small control box. So we'll get right into it right now. Okay guys, so right now the first thing you have to do when you put it together is go to the control box, flip it upside down, and you're gonna see, put this right here, you're gonna need some hex screws. Okay, it's a hex screw that can fit this and take it out. So give me a sec. Okay, so right now we're going to just take them out. So you're going to want to take out each and every one of these, okay? And then just put them aside somewhere safe. And then I'm going to get right back to you. So you're just going to move this layer right here, this whole black layer. So we'll get right back to it. All right. So guys, so after you're done, you take out this right here. But now you're not done yet, okay? This is the power supply. Be very careful with that. You spin it on the sides, and now you got to take these two out. Now it's very important that I make a mention of this so you guys don't make the mistake. You see these screws right here? Do not take them out, the ones that are in the leg. Just take out the ones that are on the sides here, and that's it. Okay, then you're going to go with this one. I'm just going to see if this is the same. So this, you're going to need a bigger one. So these also came with the unit itself. So it's not a problem. You just get yourself the bigger hex screw. It's all with the unit. If not, get yourself one of these because I lost mine. And they have pairs. You could find them anywhere, and they'll have a whole series of them. Give me 1 second. So here you go. We got our screw here. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. My wife's going to help me out film the rest. So hopefully it'll be much nicer looking afterwards. But you just really loose screws here, and you'll see they're smaller, much smaller than the other one. So I just put them over here, you know, just a nice safe space to put that in. Anyways, I'll be back once this thing is fully removed. Now remember, once these are removed, the power supply will come out easy. You don't want to completely, you know, pull out the power supply. That's the wrong way to go, and I'm going to show you guys what to do. Be very gentle with it. Give me 1 second. Okay, so after you're done with this, you don't want to let it go away. You're going to put it back upside down. Now you see this thing right here holds it. So you want to really be careful when you take this baby out. Also at the same time, you don't want to rip it out. As you can see, this thing is tied into the power supply. So you want to be really careful with it. I mean, it's really hard for me to do with one hand, but I'm doing it, as you can clearly see. Give me 1 second. Oop. And you just put it on the side like this. You want to have some support because you don't want these getting ripped out. Especially these wires right here. You're going to need to use them once we're going to pull these babies right out. So the first thing you want to do when you see this is to start to remove, you see, with the hex screw, I believe it's the smaller one that came with it. Let me just double check here and I'll let you know right now. It's funny because I do this a lot. Yeah, it's with the smaller one. You'll be able to remove it. So remove this first. As you see, my my fan is attached right here. So then afterwards, you're going to want to unscrew these, but we're going to deal with that later. You don't want to take all of these out. But the first thing you want to do is you want to remove actually this first out, okay? Because we're going to take this out too. In fact, you could take this out right now if you want. But the important thing is to take out the first one I like to do is the power supply. But I'm going to take this one out first because my wife is going to be awake by then and she'll film me doing this, which will be much easier. But I usually like taking this out and then going to work with the new board. So give me 1 second. Okay, now remember guys, these things are still useful. So you want to be very, very careful before you take it out because these things still work. So you pull this one right out, you see? Pull it right out first, and then move the unit right outside that, and now you have your LCD monitor away. Now you might be able to reuse this with another control box if you want a basic 3D printer to build, you know, as an extra one. That would be very useful. You'd be able to have a working thing. Now, obviously, if it's burned, you just take it out. But this is fully working, so you just put it on the side, and you're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to be back in a few seconds, waiting for my wife to come and to help me film this. And I'll show you guys how to take out the motherboard, and I'll show you everything from there on in, how I put it together and all of that. But it's good. If you want, take this out first, so it's much easier. To be honest, now there's more room to work. Also, just to let you know, the fan I'm still keeping on here. If you realize you see these things, the reason I put them there is actually I made the fan a little quiet. Just by doing that, by just, you know, putting it for some reason, it just gets it quiet. When you put it on the shock, you kind of give it its own shockers. So my thing is right here. I didn't really, you see, I put it in there, but you don't really need that. I could have just put it in with double-sided tape. I think it would have been better and easier when I want to do upgrades. But just remove this, the motherboard, and I'll be back right after that. So now guys, you want to get one of these screwdrivers, because you're going to need to take out, you see these right here, each one. But remember, you don't want to do that right now. You want to simply pull these out. I pulled already these ones out. Just make sure you guys know what you're doing. So all of these, each one, you have to put them in their respective places. So just try to keep track of where you put each one. You could put tabbies on them. I pretty much do this all the time, so I know already what to do. But some of them are labeled, as you can see, in the chip. But there's other ones that are kind of not, like you don't recognize them, you don't know which one is what. So you want to make sure you know where you're putting all that. So you got to take all this out, take all this out, and don't screw in the new motherboard yet. Because what you do is you're going to put these all to the side, and then try to do as many as you can while it's in your hand before you put it inside there. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now just take these out. Okay, that's the next step. And as you see, it's all taken out. It's easy to take out, but there's a lot of attached to it, especially the fans that I showed you guys how to repair the fans. But if it's not in need of repair and you already have it in there, they'll be much easier to take out, of course. So you're just taking it from here, and that's it. So I'll be right back. Okay, so this is really hard for me to do with one hand here. So you're going to want to unhook all of these by simply unscrewing them, okay? As you do this, you'll see the wire will be released, and it'll be easier for you to take everything out. Again, yellow comes first, okay? So it's good to take a picture. If you want to take a picture of it so you'll know what is what, you just do it that way. So you just unscrew them, but first take a picture of them and know which one is which. Like these two that you see me covered in the white is because I repaired the fan, so I know that's the fans. These are the only ones you really don't want to screw up the order. So it has to be red on this side, okay, towards the fan, and black towards the ass of this thing, okay, towards the butt of it. You don't want to get it mixed up because it could short circuit the actual board. Okay, so you got to make sure about that. So you really want to make sure about this stuff. So take a picture of this and then unscrew each one, and then it'll just pull right out, and then put it back into the order. Okay, so I'll see you once all of that is done and the board is out. So as you can see, I need to take these two out first. Red over here, black over here, like I showed you guys. So you're going to put that in here. Hold on, let me see here. Okay, so you're going to just get it enough to be released. So you see this needs to be released completely. Because if you see when you close it, I want to just show you how it looks when it closes. It goes up. You want to make it go, oh, is it coming? Oh, here. You see how it goes up? You want to make it go down, because you're going to put the wire into that. You see? So you want to go like that. So I'm just showing you guys so you see it. Thanks to my wifey. She made it possible now by filming this, because that's what I wanted you guys to see. Now, follow this along here. You see these wires? Is it in focus? Mm-hmm. So you put this inside here. See that? Right in here. And you really stick it in there. Let me see. Okay, once you stick it in there, you see that? Then it's tight. You check it out. Now you put this one in. Now you're going to do the same thing for all the other ones as well. I should have started with the black one. But it's okay. It's cute. It's cute. Here we go. You just really stick it in there, and then it's easier to do it. So as you can see, both of them really tight, and now you have, that means the power supply is hooked up perfectly. Now we're going to do the same thing for these, okay? So you see how all of these are up here? That's bad. So we gotta make them all, oh, hold on, here we go, go down. Okay, now hit the pause. Okay, so you're seeing this, it's all now down. So you're going to do the same thing with this. but in order with the wires I showed you about. I told you, remember, take a picture of it so you guys know the order. So the yellows are going to go first and everything. Now I can't show you this. It's going to be a little bit hard for me, obviously, to put in this, focus on the chip, to put in this, because I'm going to be doing this on the reverse side now. So it's going to be a little bit difficult, but you guys know already how to do it based on what I showed you here. Okay guys, so there is a little bit of a problem, so it is different. I'm going to explain it to you right now from this chip, from the old chip. Now there are some similarities and some differences. Similarities here, the power remains the same, but on these, it's a bit different. Now if you remember, in the old one you had the nozzle, first nozzle here, hotbed here, and over here the fan, okay? Now as you can see, they also have a fan input here. The unfortunate part is in the new board, this is not, it doesn't go that way anymore. So now you have nozzle 1, nozzle 2, sorry, heat bed, nozzle 1, and nozzle 2 on the new board. Okay, so there's no fan input, only the easy fan where you just stick it in there. Now, I had to splice the fan, as I showed you guys before in the how to fix the fan video, when everybody was worried and saying we need a custom fan and pay a fortune. I said no, you don't. You could splice it and then basically use the power supply one and then, you know, clip them together and then stick it inside there. But now that archaic design is no longer needed. So all you need to do is just get yourself that regular fan, which I have, and just plug it in into here, and it's good to go, as you can see clearly. Okay, now I am going to give you guys a entire picture to show you what everything is, so you know what's what and know where to put each of the wires in. So you guys are going to be able to see that in the diagram right now. So as you can check out, things look a bit different as I showed you. So just follow this diagram and you should have no problems. So right now I'm going to be fixing this because you see I thought it was the old way. So now I got to put the black wire and red wire, move it up to here, and the yellow wire, which is the nozzle 1, move it into here because I don't have 2 nozzles. Okay, remember this is an updated board, so you could have 2 nozzles, you could have a filament sensor, you could have a bed leveler and all of that stuff. So you don't really need to do that right now. We're going to just set up what we already have on this thing to upgrade the CR10 to a CR-10s, for example. So you guys are going to see what the heck it looks like. So give me a second. So as you can see, I moved it. So 2 yellows, these 2 yellows, then black, then red. Okay? That's really all you have to do. Now, if you spliced that other one, make sure you put electric tape on the exposed wire. You could also clip them and then put electric tape, just for safety reasons. Now I'm going to show you the diagram. Based on the diagram, obviously, you know, the diagram I showed you, make sure that you guys put all of these parts right here in its respected places. Okay, and afterwards we're going to install the, you know, the LCD. Okay, so first we have to do this. Now I did it this way, as I told you. Okay, I have to move this, actually. I screwed up. So I basically, instead of screwing them in, I had double-sided tape, and then I just put it together like that. And you're going to notice that due to that, it's not going to rattle like it used to before. So it's pretty cool. That's just my little thing, and it's actually easier, to be honest, because when you want to take it on and off, you could just simply just pull it off with the double-sided tape, and you're good to go. So just put it all in, and then we're going to work on the LCD. Okay, so I'll show you once it's done on this one. So also I'm going to let you know, so once you put all these in, there's going to be a E0 and an E1. If you're coming from the CR10, you just have the E0, so just put that in the E wire into the E0. Okay, so let's just get, so right now it's pretty much all in. That's pretty much all there is to do here. Now to install the LCD monitor. So give me 1 second. Okay, so now we're going to put on the LCD inside. Okay, I just want to make sure that you guys saw what I'm doing here. You want to pull by force this out because otherwise it won't go in. Another thing is you could take out the protective seal. I don't recommend you do that right now till you're finished putting it in. Now you're going to see that they have here Express 1, Express 2, and Express 3. Do the Express 1 and Express 2. Okay, you could always toy around with it. I know for some of the builds I helped people build, it was Express 3 and Express 2. So I don't know, you could try and just mix and match and see which one works for you. I think so far I'm going to be trying this. If not, I'll be moving it over here. So just try it and mess with it. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys how to put this in. So because you're, let me get that battery out of the way. So because you're upside down here, put it in like this, okay? And just fit it right inside till that thing, till it locks in. And now you see it goes, till that pointer comes right in, and then you lock it in and you'll see it goes right inside. Oops, sorry. Give me 1 second. And that's it. It goes right in. Then you have to screw it in and you're good to go. So I'm going to show you how it looks from here. So see, you just got to match it up and just screw that in. You see how it goes perfectly in? You just got to put the screws in. Give me a second, I'll show you how it looks. Okay guys, so everything is in, as you can see. Now we're going to take one of these babies, okay, line them up real well, okay, with this part sticking out. And this part is going to be facing the wall, as you can see. Now you take the other one, same thing. Where's that thing? Here. Facing the wall. And now you should be good to go. So we're going to see how the heck it is. We're going to kind of put that in. Give me 1 second. I need 2 hands. Okay, so before the filament tester, filament sensor, comes on, you want to make sure you got all this correct. So you want to see how the heck this is doing. So we're going to look over here and you see Creality comes up. That means it's working. And we're just going to wait, and there you go. Perfect. You see that right there? So everything's working really good. Now we could put the filament sensor in and not have any issues. Okay guys, so now we're going to take this. This is from the filament sensor, okay? So you want to stick this through the ass of this thing, through the butt. You see from where this is, it goes in through the hole here. So give me 1 second. So once you pull it in through the butt, you want to put it right where the X is. Remember the diagram I showed you. So go back to it for reference. In the video, go back to it for reference and you'll see it right there. Just take that and that's about it. And now you're going to put this where the X is. And you're right there. And now you're ready to go. You're ready to seal this baby up. So you want to make sure when you do that, actually first, you want to turn it on. You want to make sure everything's working right. So let's just see this right here. So Creality's coming up. Everything looks good. So we're ready to roll right now. I'll shut this off. We're going to put this baby afterwards in the end. We'll put it in. But right now we want to seal this baby. So we want this to go this way. Right under there. You see that? Oh, sorry. It's really hard to do with one hand. But you just go like that. Here you go. And you see you line it up perfectly. It goes really nicely in. Where's that damn thing? Yeah. And I mean, this really doesn't have a hole in here to begin with, so it's not really anything. But you want this to seal perfectly. Now, you want to turn it on its side. And now you want to match it up here. See that? Let me just get that in focus. So you want to get that in there. And you push it from the bottom. And there you go. And now you're going to put the screws in that you had. Okay, so I'm going to see you guys, because I can't do this with one hand. So I'm going to screw this baby inside, and I'll see you right after that. Okay, guys, as you can see, 4 right in here, installed. Now you're going to flip this baby over, just like that, as you can see. And now you're going to put this right over that. Oops, wrong side. Epic fail. Now, you see I want to press these a little down. I don't want them to get clobbered, you know, the wires there. And now what you're going to do is you're just going to put them in perfect, and now you're going to need the screws. So we're going to be right back. Okay, so we're done covering up. Now we still have this to do, but we're going to move this out of the way, and we're going to now turn this baby around. Okay, hard to do with one hand as usual, so got to do this, right? So here you go. So we have our filament sensor we need. So give me 1 second. So from the boot, so you want to put the filament sensor. Actually, to be honest, I should have put the filament detector one, this part inside, not the other way, but whatever, it doesn't matter. And now we're going to just put that inside here. Okay, so can't do that with one hand, so give me a sec. And we are pretty much ready to go. Now I'm going to be mounting this for you guys. I'll show you what to do. But first we want to test this baby out. So we're going to look at pretty much everything here. Oh, let me get the chair here. Back is hurting. So look really nice. Oh, we have to put this baby in. Okay, so now you just put that crapper right inside. Oh damn, no. It auto-homed. Oh god. Yeah, so shut it off and put that on, obviously. And there you go, everything's ready to go. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Let's see if it works, okay? So we're gonna go into the control screen. We're gonna go into the motion. So we're looking just under here, because this is gonna be like, some things are gonna be new, so we just wanna check everything is correct here. So let's see the temperature. So let's try looking at the bed temperature. Let's just put it on 64. Just see how that looks. And we'll see how that raises. If it raises, that means everything is okay. So far right now, I'm willing to bet the heat bed won't work because the wires on my heat bed most likely came loose, but I did solder it again before, so there you go, it's going up. So we're good to go on that. So we'll just wait here. So it is going up. I don't want it to get hot because I have things on it, so we're going to just shut this right off again. And now we're going to just turn it back on. Now we're going to pull this little sucker out. It looks like shit with it. So now we want to check out. So I have to put obviously an SD card in there, which I didn't. So we're going to prepare. Move axis, okay? And we're going to do it just to see where we are at. So X, so see? So now obviously it's not leveled right. I should have went to Z. So let's go to 1 millimeter. Let's go to Z axis. See, there you go. And now it's working on dual. Now you remember, I had a splitter and it only went on one of the Z axis for one of the Z parts. Now if you have two wires, you put it on both of the Z, Z1 and Z2. But as you can see, you really don't even need that because everything is working just fine. So you just want to basically test this. Let's just put it on 60. And I'm going to move this left and right now. So we're going to do one here. Now we're going to do X. So see, look at that. So we want to take it all the way. Oh. So see, now there is a problem here because this was designed to be, I believe, a 500 all the way. So just keep that in mind. I mean, it's nothing to worry about. You just have to, you know, make sure that you understand it. Now, what I mean by that is that's the bed. Okay? So now you just have to make sure you understand these things when you're doing that, and you should be fine. So because it's meant to be actually for the CR-10s, which is a higher build volume, so it's about 500, and this is obviously 400 height and 300 everywhere else. So if you're gonna, you know, go according to that, it's gonna hit, you know, that kind of end, you know, the end stop there. But if you set it up on your Simplify 3D or whatever, how you want your print to be and what, you know, what volume you have, you won't have any issue. Okay. So we're just gonna, where's that thing? Move axis. So we're gonna try to do that this way. We're gonna put it on that. Let's just put it on home access. Here, let me just take everything out, and we'll just home it just to see how it looks. So you see, notice how this is right here. It's coming down. Now this bed isn't leveled. Obviously I got to level it again, so don't use this as an example, but see, there's also auto leveling and all of that stuff. And we're good to go. So see, very, very stiff. You want to shut this off. And you want to bring it back. Oh, sorry. My doggy here. Little Reggie. So that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to show you guys how this filament filament sensor works on mounting. Okay, now they don't even show you how this filament thing goes in. But basically, see this opening right here? You want to align it with this part right here. So you just basically go like this. I need to do it with two hands. This is brutal. And that's it. It goes right in there. You see that? And then you're ready to put your filament through here, and it'll go into the filament feeder. And then, of course, if it runs out, it'll alert and go on automatic pause, in which then you could replace your filament and put a new filament by just, you know, going to the eject filament in the control box. But the beauty about it is you don't have to be there. You could go to work, you could do anything you want, and it'll automatically pause it, which is freaking amazing and cool. It'll automatically pause it, and you won't have to worry about anything. So that's pretty freaking decent. Now you can do it however you want. To be honest with you, I'm going to look for a more permanent solution. Probably Gorilla Glue this to the actual thing here. So you could Gorilla Glue it, and you'll know it'll stay stuck. But really, I know people that even let it hang. So, I mean, that's really just how to do it. Nothing really, you know, hard about this. And you see, you just pull it towards you, and then it just locks perfectly into position. And that's it. You put the filament in, and it goes up and down, and you have no problems. So, there you go, guys. That's how you install the whole damn thing. Ready to go and ready to print whatever the heck you guys want to print. And as always, self-funded here. Keep those things coming. Any requests you have, I will show you guys how to do it. And, you know, that's it. I'm going to be honest with you. This is totally worth the upgrade. We're going to go right now into the my final thoughts on this thing. So as you can see, guys, I perfected it. Turned my CR-10 into a CR-10s. And right now it's doing the heating. What I recommend is always heat the nozzle first. Heat the bed first, and then go into the SD and be ready to record. So I didn't level the bed yet, or put glue on it, which kind of, but I was a little bit excited. I wanted to see it work, so I'm hoping this thing's going to turn out okay. I don't see why it shouldn't. I mean, I haven't printed in about maybe 2 months. And I think everything was leveled out already, so I'm pretty happy with it. I cleaned out the nozzle, did everything like I do on a normal. As I told you guys in the previous videos, that's what you should all do. And I'm just hoping that it actually goes and works. So right now it's going into the 60 range. Oh, there you go. We're starting right now. And the thing is, I need, when I did this model right here, this testing model that I want to do, which is the torque for something else I'm going to show you guys in another video. I'm hoping that I did the measurement right on the actual heat bed, so I'm thinking I did. There you go. So I'm really hoping that this thing is actually going to do it correctly. Ooh, it doesn't stick. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Okay, not cool. Not cool. Should have cleaned it out a little. I don't know. Spaghetti mess. Spaghetti mess. Let's see. Still gonna let it go. Yeah, I'm gonna need to. I think. Sometimes it kind of just straightens itself out. I really don't want to get into this right now. Just want to see if this thing works. Yeah, it's not sticking at all. So I was wrong. I mean, spaghetti mess or not, it is sort of doing its job. I don't want to stop it. Not now. I think that's alright. But as you can see, guys, me being a psycho, don't obviously copy me. But this is just the outer rim here, so I'm not really concerned about that. There you go. I'm just going to have that come out. And I need to take that middle one out too, because I made a skirt for it. Only God knows why. But there you go. Remove the skirt. So the skirt didn't stay on because obviously I didn't put any glue on this thing. So this is from like 2 months or a month ago. But obviously very nice. It is leveled, so I mean, so far that's what it's looking like. So let's just hope these pieces stick. And I'll come back to you in about 2 hours and a half when this thing is done. But as you can see, oh God, I hope this is good. Alright, we'll see how it is towards the end, and I'll get right back to you. So we'll see how the heck this thing goes. But so far it's looking pretty good. So as you can see, dual Z rods right here, as you can see. Everything I put in myself, the run out of filament sensor. And I gotta tell you also, what's really cool about this is whether you have a filament sensor or not, if there's an outage now, okay, if you shut it off, because I just did it before, accidentally, I with my foot, I knocked out the cord. What happens is as soon as you start it up, it says if I want to resume print or not, which is pretty freaking cool because the other one obviously did not have that option. Now, I don't know if this is going to come up every time, but it did come up for me, so I'm kind of happy about that. Now, especially when you're running out of filament, that's exactly what it's going to do. The sensor, it's going to alert you that you're pretty much out of filament. As you can see, I'm not going to run out of it, but it's going to tell you that, and then it's going to set it on a pause print, and then when you're ready, you just come back home from whatever, and just put in new filament and just write resume print, and you're good to go. So it's pretty cool to have that option right now, because before, I remember if I had an outage, or if I ran out of filament, or if, let's say, there was a knot in the filament, which happens a lot, well, not a lot, but, well, to me a lot, because I do a lot of prints. I mean, I'm talking about tons and tons of prints, especially when I'm working with, as you can see, helmets and stuff. When I do that, obviously, for days on end, anything could go wrong, because I like printing my helmets out in one shot. And if there's a knot or something like that, it breaks, and then I got, it pops out, and then I have to either do the calculations, which sometimes comes out right, sometimes doesn't with gaps, or just start all over, which I have done a lot of times. So it's good to have that option where it just, as soon as there's some kind of problem, it does stop it. Now, if there's a knot, obviously, it's still kind of going to be a problem, but it won't be too much of a problem because I'll still be able to resume and see where I'm at or whatever. But if I run out of filament and it comes out, at least it'll pause it because it'll touch this thing first before it hits that. So as soon as this thing runs out, this thing will still be pushing out filament, but this will alert this that it's out. So it'll pause it before it gets to that stage. So that's how that works. So it's pretty darn awesome that they came out with that. And I'm really happy about it. Now, as you can see, I did a video about this as well to replace the head for this thing. I don't, for the nozzle. I mean, for the filament feeder. You definitely have to go into this metallic thing because the plastic one really sucks. In fact, my filament I showed you in the video, it does cut right through it eventually, and it really sucks. It's just really horrible. So it's good to get an old die-cast metal like aluminum or whatever the hell that is. That's really, really good and functioning really well. Also, the replacement of the Bowden tube feeder or whatever the hell you call it, I did a review for you guys on that as well. This is really cool. It's metal. It's just like the one that came, but metal on metal is fine. Metal on plastic, eventually you're gonna ruin the thread as it did, and it just sucks. So I'm really happy, and as you can see, it's printing out really well. Just took out the skirt. The skirt didn't stick because I didn't have any glue. And to be honest, I mean, I am kind of shocked right now. I mean, with PLA, I didn't have any glue on this thing for months. I think it's about 2 months. And look at this. I mean, it's sticking. So I'll get back to you. Hopefully, it's not an epic fail. So I'll get back to you in a few. I mean, just look at the prints. It is coming out really nice. So I'm gonna see you once it's done. Just look at the detail, guys, and it's still going. I'm still printing. Look at the detail. I mean, this is the perfect test for it. I mean, it's just coming out so gorgeous. No striations, which hardly ever happens. This is really amazing. Now, the only thing that I have a gripe with right now that I'm looking at, so you see the filament sensor, right? So I have to keep putting it together over and over again. I got to look for a permanent solution. I'm probably going to glue it to the actual thing, because what happens is it comes out. Not that it's a big deal, because you see, this is really like a filament guide, but I just want to have it up, you know, on it. It acts like a filament guide, to be honest with you. But when it comes out, it's kind of sloppy, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to use some Gorilla Glue on it, and it's going to go right in and stay there. So that's the only gripe I have with it. Otherwise, everything's working pretty freaking awesome. I mean, look at this. This is insane. No striations, completely gorgeous prints. And I'm going to I'll get back to you once it's done. Okay, guys, so look at this. No striations, hardly any at all. Pretty cool, isn't it? And look, it came out extremely hard pieces. And this is 3 at a time, mind you. So this is the perfect test. Okay, so perfect test on how this thing prints. Just incredible. Really. And this is the torque for the new nozzle that I'm going to be getting soon. So this is pretty freaking awesome that it came out with that. So what do I think of this upgrade? Well, upgrade successful. If you notice, if you guys want to check my... Let me see here what it says here. If you want to check my last video, I show you guys how to do proper settings on Simplify 3D. Make sure you implement that even in the newer ones, and you get great, you know, a great setting to print out great parts without any strings, as you can see. I still have to clean it though, because it has support crap all over it. But other than that, it's perfect. So as you can see, so really cool. This is, what is it called here? Oh, Olsen. So that's for the Olsen nozzle that I'm getting soon. The guy who made it is on Thingiverse. So he actually made this tool so people won't break it when they over tighten it. So whatever. So I printed all 3 parts at once. So I got to tell you, so far so good. And what I have to say about it is, obviously it's successful. My upgrade, I built this 3D printer myself, from parts, and really mimicked it well when I did the I made a CR-10. Now I made a CR-10 into a CR-10s using the upgraded chip. So it is very much possible to do that. And putting in the dual Z rods, which, by the way, I didn't need to do a dual Z rod at all. As I told you guys in the other video before. So I didn't need to do it at all, but I did it anyway. And it's good for stability. And to be honest with you, it's just perfect. Everything about it is just perfect. And with one rod or not. But the fact is, the new chip now, you could put in run out of filament sensor. When you shut it off, it'll have a resume function. If you happen to get a power outage, it just happened to me. I don't know if it happens all the time, but it happened. It has automatic bed leveling enabled. If you guys want to do that, like I told you, I like to level my own stuff. What else does it have? You have the filament sensor you could put in there. There's also some laser crap you could put in there. So there's so many options that it gives you in the new chip. So it is very much possible for you guys to do it. Now there is some things that you're going to have to look up based on the diagram like I showed you. So some things are going to be different. So based on that, you need to know where to put everything. So other than that, everything is cool. My only gripe is that the filament sensor doesn't sit perfectly well into the printer itself. Again, that's probably because I built this myself and is a replica of the CR-10. So, and it's pretty much the exact CR-10 with new motors and stuff like that in there. So, better motors, to be honest. So, maybe some part I didn't use didn't go in really well. But I think it's for every one of them because it looks exactly the same, so I would use Gorilla Glue on that. That's the only thing I have to say. Everything else is totally worth it. I give it a 10 out of 10, really. A 10 out of freaking 10. I recommend everyone go out and get yourself the chip and the filament sensor and upgrade your CR10 to a CR-10s, or even if you have an updated version of the CR10, make sure that it has that resume function, or get the filament sensor. It's just going to make your life a lot more easier. Anyways, let me know down below what you guys think. As always, self-funded here. The only way you guys can help me out is by liking the video, subscribing, and hitting the bell button, as many more videos to come. But definitely comment below. I want to hear what you guys have to say about your experiences, or if you did it, or already, or if you're gonna get it and now you're doing it. I want to hear the progress down below. So anyways, have a good one, y'all. Take care. Bye.